What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the PS5 career mode. This is episode number 36. And we're starting today's episode off with a brief look at the final fixtures of the campaign. As you can see, 3 games remaining in the Premier League. We've got West Ham and Aston Villa away before Brighton at home on the final day. And after I defeat Spurs in the last game, in the last episode, as you can see, we now dropped to 10th place in the table. 3 games remaining. We're 6 points off Wolves in 7th. And whilst technically there are 5 teams that could still qualify for the Europa League and finish in 7th, realistically, we and Newcastle have got very little chance indeed. We do have the game in hand on Wolves, of course, yes, but due to how bad our goal difference record is right now, we are the rank outsiders, I would say, in our chance of qualifying for the Europa League in 7th. We need to win all 3 of our remaining games, which is doable, but we also need Wolves to lose both of their remaining games in the Premier League because they play Everton on the final day as well. So very, very little chance whatsoever. But I wasn't going to give up. Even though we've only had 1 win in our last 5 Premier League games, I was going to wave the white flag and just, play a lot of kids and backup players in our last 3 games. I was going to keep on fighting and give ourselves the best possible chance. And also as well, I want to finish in the top 10 this year as well. At the start of the season I said 10th to 13th, that's where I'm targeting. We're in 10th right now. If we can finish even higher than that, and 9th and even 8th perhaps, that will be a great season for us, even if we'd miss out on that final European spot. So into the first game of today's episode against West Ham here. They themselves still keeping themselves in the race for a Europa League place. Well, we took the lead through Eddie Nketiah in red hot form right now, but right before half time. This goal kind of summed up our luck of recent, man. Seriously, made a tackle down left hand side with Jamal Lewis as West Ham looked to step in from the right, and I don't know how on earth this ball deflected right back to Souček, but it did, and somehow gets away from 3 blue and white hooped shirts and drills it past Freddie Woodman to make it 1-1. So right before the break we surrender our lead. It's 1-1 and West Ham are back on level terms. But in the second half we stayed in attack mode, look for that goal to restore our lead, and we get it as well. Bull with yet another assist. Since he's come back from his dislocated shoulder, every game he started in the Premier League he's got 1 assist. He gets another one there as his run continues, and for Eddie Nketiah as well. That goal right there, and look at the celebrations as well in the camera angle. It looks so cool. Said it so many times, but again, when you're playing away from home, take note of where the away fans are housed. It's always really cool to celebrate in front of them, and the camera angles can look so cool at times as well. But Nketiah's finished there. That goal, the significance of that is that he's now got 20 goals in the Premier League this season, and he's become the first QPR player in the save to get 20 or more goals in a single campaign. It's safe to say it was a gamble when we signed him from Arsenal for 37.5 mil, but the gamble has paid off. Eventually, he started off brilliantly. Let's just forget what happened in mid-season, shall we? But now he's back to his best as he fires us in to the lead once more. And outside the game we finish as well. Moise Kean headed the corner wide, but thankfully held on for the 3 points. Final score: West Ham 1, QPR 2. Massive victory there at the London Stadium, and we had Eddie Nketiah to thank. Now Wolves are away at Old Trafford in the penultimate game of the season for them, and as you'll see, come the final whistle, Manchester United did us a massive favour as well by taking 2 points off them. The final score there at Old Trafford was 2-2, so a big victory keeps us in the race mathematically. We've got the game in hand and we're 4 points behind. Now due to our goal difference swing, that is a concern, and it still means we need to win our final 2 games of the season, but that win there and Wolves slipping up gives us a chance. Everton were playing the following day. As you can see, they were at home to Burnley in that game as well. So after I saw the league table, I quickly simulated to the Aston Villa game, and as you'll see as we look at the league table and see Everton's result on the Sunday as well, where as you can see with them playing their game in hand there, one of their 2 games in hand, they drew as well at home to Burnley. So with 2 games to go, we have a game in hand on everyone above us in the table right now, and whilst we're still 4 points off Wolves, a win in our game in hand would at least take us into 8th and give us the chance on the final day. So it's not over yet. 2 games to go. It's midweek. We head to Aston Villa at Villa Park. They had a great chance of qualifying for the Europa League early in the season. Since then, they've had a bit of a free fall in form and have no chance remaining in the final 2 games. But heading into the match, despite the fact they had nothing to play for, they still wanted to get the win, of course, in their final home game of the season. And to start the game off, I don't know whether it was fatigue or nerves, but I was just all at sea in the opening 20 minutes. Trying to cope with Ollie Watkins is never an easy thing to do either. The former Brentford striker, as we know, can be lethal at times. He certainly was at Nottingham Forest last year in my career mode at the City Ground, and whilst he was doing it for us in my last career, well, in one of my last career modes last year. He does it against us here and gives Aston Villa the early lead, 1-0, and it was nothing less than they deserved as well. Watkins was just getting the ball constantly fed to him inside the area. We were struggling to cope. Freddie Woodman made an incredible save there to keep it at 1-0, and he could have had a hat-trick in the first half an hour. He was just on fire. So we hadn't got off the team bus really, hadn't started whatsoever. We should have found a leveller right before the break. Great cross by Max Harris to the far post, and Luke Amos arriving deep, free header 6 yards out, somehow heads wide of the post. So at the break, still down by a goal, and as I mentioned, a draw would do us no good whatsoever. We had to win this game. So half time I thought, you know what, we don't have many chances, let's really go for it in the second half. I was going to make one change and just bring on Baker for Amos, but now I thought, you know what, forget it, let's really go for this. 4-1-2-1-2 wide. I brought on Brian Brobby for Luke, and I thought, come on, let's get ourselves at least back on level terms and give us a chance. And 24 minutes after the restart, I brought him off the bench and he gets the assist for the leveller as well. Great hustle and putting Villa under pressure, winning the ball back just inside their half, quickly going up towards their penalty area, and a ball across by Brobby after he brought the Villa goalkeeper out, plays it across to Nketiah. Fantastic awareness there from Brian, and Eddie with the finish makes it 1-1. So back on level terms, but again, only a win would do. And a few minutes later, with 15 minutes to go, putting Villa under pressure, looking for the game winner, a chance to get in front for the first time. Bull outpaces Matt Target, goes through one-on-one and bends it. No, off the line. Could you believe it? Luis Felipe with 12 minutes to go, and that expression from Charles says it all. He did everything right, bears down on goal, bends it past the goalkeeper, and Luis Felipe tracking back behind the goalkeeper, volleys it away from the goal and behind for a corner, about 3 yards from his own goal line. Final score, Aston Villa 1 at QPR 1, and those are the sort of moments that will haunt you forever. Charles, come the end of the full-time whistle, I consoled him. He had the chance to win us the game and keep us in the race for Europa League place there going into the final day. And of course, due to the draw, as we know now, it is basically all over. On the final day, Wolves and Everton play each other, so mathematically we can't even catch up now. We're 3 points behind, and again, because they play each other, you know, someone's got to at least get either a win or they both get a point. So mathematically, there's no way for us to catch up now. Unfortunately, it does look as though he will probably end up finishing on either 10th or 9th. But for Bull as well, I consoled him at the final whistle. He said, Gaffer, I should have smacked it near post, should have put my foot through it, put my laces through it, and just belted it home. I was like, Charles, you did everything right. Sometimes that's just life. You do everything, Arsenal, you do everything right, but you still come up short. Yeah, I know. Anyway, heading to the final game of the season then. Of course, nothing to play for on the final day now. Just a higher league position if we could get it. Taking on Brighton Hove Albion for the final day. Nothing for either team to play for on the final day. It was a bit of a send-off for a few players. That's why I gave Adel Tarat the captain's armband as well. There are rumours he'll retire come the end of the season. We don't know if he will or not. I guess we'll find out. But heading into the game, I wanted to at least celebrate in West London one final time for the season before the FA Cup final. And to start the game off, well, we know that some players on this pitch right now probably won't be here next season. Baker, perhaps Tarat as well. Quite a few players in our back line too, but I know two players that will definitely be staying next season. Charles Bull and of course Eddie Nketiah, two of our players this season this year, linked up for our first and our second goals as well. Players of the season. Nketiah still going for the golden boot. Bull looking to retain his assist title, put us 2 goals up in a great first half display as we were leading and looking great. And look at this commitment as well. Nothing to play for on the final day, absolutely nothing whatsoever. But what a save by Woodman, what a block as we keep the score at 2-0, and that was how the game would finish with another clean sheet for Freddie, who by the way this season has been absolutely fantastic for us as well. Final score 2-0, and Nketiah bags his brace. Unfortunately, he would come up short in his race for the golden boot, finishing runner-up though. Great first season for us behind Mohamed Salah with 23 goals for the season, although Bull, as you'll see in a moment, did indeed retain his assist title. So final Premier League table, as you can see, Liverpool were champions. We knew that for a while though, 14 clear of Man City in second. Spurs and Man United wrap up the top 4 with Chelsea in 5th and Arsenal in 6th as well. Everton thrashed Wolves at Molineux on the final day to jump into 7th and leapfrog Nuno's boys. Our win does see us move up to 9th, and that's where we finished with 56 points on the board this year. And I must say as well, for goals too, much better. 49 scored in the campaign, but it was still 1 fewer than the board wanted at the start of the season. They wanted 50, we ended up with 49, but listen, a much bigger improvement than last year, and one of the main reasons why, Eddie Nketiah, 23 goals this season, again 2 fewer than Mohamed Salah, who won the golden boot. Charles Bull, 1 won the assist title and retained it with 17 in 29. 17 in 29. I say this right now and I mean it too. If Ball did not dislocate his shoulder at Stamford Bridge and missed 2 months worth of football, he would have set a new record for most assists in a Premier League season. That is gutting, but back-to-back assist titles for Charles. He'll be back next season, no doubt about it. Anyway, by the way, for the relegation zone, it was Fulham, Burnley and Leeds who were going down to the Championship. Sheffield United did manage to survive in the end. And as for the team of the season, well, can you say robbery? Because there was no Charles Bull or no Eddie Nketiah. Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal and Kimpembe, in the case of Chelsea, were the representatives, teams that were represented for players in the team of the season. As you can see, once again, Mo Salah did indeed win the Golden Boot with 25 goals this season. His stats are so incredible, even at 30 years old now. And as for the goalkeeper of the tournament as well, that did indeed go to Alisson as well. But the player of the tournament, interestingly enough, Eddie Nketiah, the former Gunner, won the player of the tournament, yet somehow didn't get into the team of the season. How on earth does that make sense? I have absolutely no idea. But still, a fantastic campaign for us this year, finishing in the top 10. I was targeting 10th to 13th to actually finish in the top 10 and finishing 9th. And whilst we did miss out on European football, as we know, there is still a chance to get it if we win the FA Cup final. The final 3 Premier League games are over. It's been a great season in the Premier League, but the campaign is not done yet. We've got 1 game remaining. We're back in the FA Cup final for a 2nd straight year, as this time we look to avenge our demons and pick up the silverware we couldn't get hold of last year. But that was this episode of the PS5 Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, and if you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do drop a like. Most love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the season finale. It's once again the FA Cup final as we take on Leicester City at Wembley, looking for our first major honour and a chance to reach the Europa League as well as a bonus very soon.